Hi, I'm Tracy Falvey, real estate agent with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Michigan Real Estate, and I'm based in Battle Creek. So today I'm doing a community tour of Lakeview. It is one of the major neighborhoods in Battle Creek. Battle Creek is a small city, but it's rather sprawled out and has several distinct neighborhoods, and Lakeview is one of them. So it's called Lakeview because at the heart of it is Goguac Lake. We're at the public boat launch here for Goguac Lake. It was a fine October day. I went and took some video. So as you can see, it's a nice lake, very scenic. It is fully residential. There are waterfront homes all around Goguac Lake, but there is lots of public access as well. So Lakeview has a lot of recreational opportunities for kayaking or taking your boat down there or your wave runner and fishing. People go fishing. Sometimes people just stand on the pier at this boat launch and go fishing. And it's also a nice spot. Like if I'm between appointments, I can pull in there and just enjoy the view of the water and maybe make some phone calls or have a snack. And I see other people doing that sometimes too. Now, across from this boat launch, there's a large public park, Willard Beach. So obviously there's a nice beach there, pavilions for family events, playground, and there's lots of water frontage where you can walk along the lake shore. And there's a park with the mature hardwoods, big pines. So it's a very nice public park. And so it's called Lakeview because of Goguac Lake. It's in the middle of the community. And there are some condominiums that overlook Goguac Lake. And here's a couple of them right here. There's a couple of others in the same part of the lake shore. Interesting fact, one of my older neighbors told me that this area used to be an amusement park with a roller coaster that went out over the water, but that was a long time ago, like 100 years ago almost. I don't know when the amusement park went away, but a long time ago. But if you're looking to live in a condo in Battle Creek, you could have a waterfront condo. There's usually one for sale, not always, but there is. Okay, so we're leaving the public boat launch, and in the next video, I'm going to show you Capitol Avenue. Okay, when you leave the boat launch, you're just really close to Capitol Avenue, which is a main road that goes through all of Battle Creek and cuts across Lakeview. It connects the downtown area out by Interstate 94 and what I call Boxlandia, where you have your Walmart, your Sam's Club, your Kohls. There's a Meijer out there, Menards, Lowe's, and all the franchise restaurants. So that is kind of the main commercial area that is in shopping district that's adjacent to Lakeview. And so as you can see, Capitol Avenue, this section of it's cutting through Lakeview. It's pretty much fully residential here. So there are homes all along Capitol Avenue. Capitol Avenue is a little bit busy, but not crazy busy. It's how people get north-south across Lakeview and out to the interstate and the shopping. The homes on Capitol Avenue, they're usually set a little farther back from the street to mitigate street noise. Now, all the side streets off of Capitol Avenue, they just go into quiet residential neighborhoods. Like to the right of this is a neighborhood, and then there'll be waterfront properties. The lake is just there, very close. And to the left of this, it's just all residential. So all the streets are quite quiet except for Capitol Avenue, because this is how people cut across the community. And so on the right up here, there is a country club and golf course, one of the golf courses in the Lakeview area. Battle Creek in general has several. Lakeview has Squirrel Hollow, and then there's the Riverside Golf Course. And so we're just going down Capitol Avenue here. And as you can see, it's a neighborhood with mature trees. It's mostly built probably in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So old, but not an old historic neighborhood. And here we're just going down a side street so you can kind of get a feel for the character. So once you're off the main road, it's just quiet back in here. People can walk and jog, push their kids in strollers. This is a school day, so it's kind of quiet right now. But in the summer, you would see kids out and about playing. And it's just nice homes through here. Some are big, some are small. It's a nice mixed bag. Prices, maybe for something small that's not too luxurious inside, probably around 200,000-ish, and then prices go up based on size and home quality. But it's relatively affordable compared to other cities and some states. And it's just a pretty kind of classic suburban looking neighborhood. Oh, right, in this video, I'm making a left off of Capitol Avenue again, and we're going to cut across this whole section of the Lakeview community. It's between Capitol Avenue and Riverside, the other main road. This is Mingus Brook Elementary School. So this is one of 2 elementary schools that serve this side of the Lakeview community that's on the east of Goguac Lake. And as you can see, we went by the elementary school. There's playgrounds by the elementary school, an open space that serve the neighborhood if you want to take your kids to play or fly a kite, things like that. So to be honest, Battle Creek could have more public parks. It's not its strong suit, but all of the neighborhood elementary schools have sort of a park with them, and the community uses that. As you can see, these are real quiet streets. They're kind of twisty and turny back in here. Yep, I think I'm messing up this curvy thing. I think I'm on the wrong side there. That's not quite a roundabout. But it doesn't really matter because the traffic is so low. It's just people who live here use these streets and delivery trucks. There's no commercial traffic through here. It's just quiet, pretty neighborhood. You can see all the houses are fairly well maintained. Yards look nice. This is just, a very desirable area to live in the city. And we're driving through here. Some of the homes will be bigger, and as we get more towards Riverside, there are some areas of maybe some smaller homes, 2-bedroom homes, because not everybody has a big family, not everybody wants a big house. There are savings to be had if you just don't need a lot of square footage. So there are options. Inventory usually isn't real high, and when houses come on the market in this part of the city, they usually will sell pretty quick within a month or 2, because if you're looking for a place to live in Battle Creek, it's, as I said, a highly desirable area. The Lakeview community does have its own school district, Lakeview Community School District, and it is one of 3 major school districts in the city. There's Harper Creek and Battle Creek Central, and there's some couple smaller school districts, Penfield and St. Philip's, and there's Christian schools other than St. Philip's, and there is some charter academies as well. So people do have choices for what schools their families need. And once again, not everybody has kids, so school district isn't necessarily top of your radar. So we just crossed through the neighborhood from Capitol Avenue, and now we're on Riverside, another main road through Lakeview. Riverside goes up to the Boxlandia, so that's another access street to get to where all the stores and restaurants are. And there's medical offices out on the other side of Boxlandia as well. So Riverside, we're coming up on Riverside Elementary, the 2nd grade school that serves this part of the neighborhood. And a great thing about Riverside Elementary is that it also includes a very large public park, one of the nicer ones in the city. And it has walking trails and soccer fields. And it's very big, like Lakeview High School hosts a cross-country meet out here, so there's plenty of trails where they can put together the course for the cross-country runners. So that's the school over there on the right, and then I'm pulling into one of the main parking lots for the park, and there are several soccer fields back here. There's open area like meadow, there's wooded areas, and so there's trails through there. So if you have a house near Riverside Park, it's kind of nice because then you have like a giant backyard estate where you can walk your dog or go jogging. And okay, now this portion of Lakeview, we're on the other side of the lake. I showed you the east side. Now we're on the west side, and we're going to go through kind of the northwest area of the Lakeview community. I'm on a main commercial road here, Helmer. You can see there's a Meijer there. There's a strip mall to the left with some shops and restaurants in it. And this is the intersection with Columbia Avenue, which is the main commercial corridor that goes through Lakeview. So on the left up here, once we get past this woods, there's the Battle Creek Executive Airport. And it's not a super busy airport. It's not like if you live in this neighborhood, the airport noise is going to be crazy. There's a lot of small training flights that come and go because Western Michigan University has some pilot training and certification that they work out of with this airport. There's a major employer, Duncan Aviation, that does repairs and renovations on jets. So most of the traffic is the small planes for the pilot training and private jets for the most part that come and go. All right, now I've turned on to Territorial. This is the main road that goes through the Prairie View neighborhood for Prairie View Elementary. And this is a little older section of Lakeview. So some of the homes are going to be maybe back to the 1920s or 30s, not all of them. There's big ones, there's small ones. Most of the yards in this area will be fairly good, maybe a quarter acre, maybe more. When you get to the other end of Territorial, they will start getting smaller. Some of them will be more like a tenth of an acre, more of an urban residential area. But on this part, it's just more of kind of suburban tree-lined streets. This is a little bit of a more affordable area. There are nice homes here, but there can be some smaller, older ones. So maybe you might get something for under $200,000, but not necessarily. There'll be homes for above $200,000 as well. I'm going down 28th Street, and this goes to Prairie View Elementary, which I think is the oldest school building in the district. I want to say it was built in 1929 or 1930. It has been renovated. It's kind of attractive once you see it. It's kind of stone on the outside, and one of my kids went here, and it has great like oak woodwork and wooden cabinetry inside. It's kind of cool for an old building. And like all the other grade schools, it has an open field and a playground that the neighborhood uses if you want to take your kids to play. And so that's Prairie View Elementary there. And we will look next at the Westlake neighborhood. Now we're doing some video going down some of the streets in the Westlake neighborhood. It's on the west side of Goguac Lake. And this little stretch gives you a little view of the lake here. So there are places very close to the lake. And then Westlake neighborhood does it's not necessarily all by the lake. And this is kind of the older area. The homes have all been built up probably through the 50s and later. And you can see this little loop here. People walk through here, jog, and ride their bikes. So you get a little lake view when you're out getting some exercise in the neighborhood. Oh, right here, this is just still more of the Westlake neighborhood. On this loop, this does go to a lot of waterfront homes. And on the left is the more inland homes. So price points are all over the place here. Westlake, usually it's going to be a little higher, $200,000-300,000, sometimes $400,000. The waterfront homes are usually $500,000 or more. There was one close to here, I think, sold at $475,000 this summer. Nothing wrong with it, just price to sell, I guess. And so you can see it's very quiet streets, no sidewalks, which is kind of a bummer, but the streets are so quiet that residents, we just jog, bicycle, walk, push the kids in the stroller, let the kids ride their bikes on the streets because traffic is so light that there really aren't any incidents. These are some of the waterfront homes. All right, and we'll take a look at some more of Westlake in just a sec. All right, in this video, we're going to see more of the Westlake neighborhood. This shot here, we're coming out on 24th Street, and behind this house is a big pond. There's several big ponds all through the neighborhood as well, and that create just more wild areas. There's a lot of wildlife, so great bird watching pretty much in all of Lakeview because of all the mature trees and the lake and the ponds. And so on this video, we are going to see we're going to go by Westlake Elementary. So yet another neighborhood grade school serving the community. So the people that live by it have easy access to a school for their young children. And we'll just turn the corner here. Westlake Elementary does have a little park by it. There's a little bit of walking trails, open space, woods, and a pond. But it's not a big park, but it is a small park that people in this neighborhood go and use. You can take your dog there to play. When my kids were little, we would fly kites over there. So that's the Westlake Elementary there on the left. All right, my last video clip on this brief tour of Lakeview is for Lakeview High School. Soccer fields here on the right. On the left, you'll get a glimpse of the tennis courts. There's a stadium for the football, of course. And up ahead here, you can see the large Lakeview High School building, gymnasiums, swimming pools. The three big high schools in Battle Creek all have swimming pools. Swimming is kind of a big thing around here. And this is the high school. It's actually very close to that Westlake Elementary I just showed you. And oh, you're lucky, the district just redid the street that goes through the high school campus. On the other side of these ponds and everything that you see there on the right, there is the middle school. I didn't drive by the middle school, but the campuses are kind of connected. So you go to middle school and then the high school's right there. And it's a big, so Westlake has the high school, the middle school, and 2 grade schools. So for people who are really looking to be long-term in the community and have easy access to the schools for their kids while their kids grow up, Westlake is kind of desirable, but the neighborhoods on the east side of the lake are great too. And if it's not that important to you that your kids can walk to school, it's not that big a deal. So I hope you have enjoyed the tour of the Westlake neighborhood. I'll just let this video finish playing out here. There's not much to see because it's pond on this side of the road. And if you would like to shop for a home in Lakeview of Battle Creek, or you have a house to sell, please reach out to me. I'm Tracy Falby. I'm a licensed real estate agent with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Michigan Real Estate. You can call me at 269-967-6589 or send me a text. That's great too. Go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about Lakeview. Thanks for watching.